Next up on the menu, we have being a hater is making you dumber. And do I agree? I really do agree. There's a difference between being a hater, using discernment, you know, just having what you like and what you don't like for reasons. You have to express reasons, actual good reasons, sound reasons to express why you don't like what you like. But niggas that just say, oh, it's not really that hit like that. And you go, why? And they go, it's just not. You know they're just fucking hating and hate, because if you don't, you just get called a glazer, and it's the dumbest shit ever. Let's get it by the video. Talk to me.
Oh, that tastes like tea, and I don't like tea. Ew, this is nasty. Kind of tastes like soap. This is like radioactive red. Like, people are always trying to hate on everything. Like, oh my God, y'all. Like, nobody can enjoy anything. Nobody can have fun and post anything anymore.
Being a hater is embarrassing, except when I do it, because I'm not a hater. I'm a critic, an intellectual, a great thinker, analyzing culture.
On April 28th, 2026, a bomb was dropped on Commentary YouTube. Duthi released her now famed video, Commentary is Low-Key Bad. In it, she started a very interesting, nuanced, yet somewhat flawed conversation about the sameness of YouTube commentary, how commentary feels cookie cutter and almost corporate, how much the space has become very basic, boneless, and repetitive. But despite—
you can say that about almost everything on YouTube, to be quite honest, and that is because everything is like, there's trends, right? And people are gonna chase trends. So when people chase the trends, that's what makes most of what you see boring. But it's only when you pay attention to what's unique that people are doing will you notice that people are actually doing it that is unique. And most of the time they're very loud, but only a few people are chasing the trends that are making it cookie cutter.
Despite the interesting, very nuanced conversation that the video seemed to aim to start, the internet did what it does best.
I cannot with Film Cooper anymore. Every single one of his videos is just, this person is evil. And TikTok, YouTube, Instagram's newest villain. And then in the video, he just obnoxiously rambles about how this person is horrible and how he would never do that, and he doesn't understand how a person could be that. It's so draining. Thank God someone finally said something about Jarvis Johnson. He is straight up a reaction channel that hasn't made commentary in years. Is this a safe space to say, Film Cooper is so annoying?
But it even gets worse. The drama moved to what I think is the hater capital of the internet, Twitter, and we got gyms like these. They're so uniformly 2 years behind the discourse, it's relentless. Minale is really washed up at this point. What are these topics? Who gives a f why Gen Z girls make this face? LMAO. Shame, I used to enjoy her video essays back in the day. They were not lying about—
people just hate because they have nothing else better to do. And they don't like their own lives, so they'd rather spend their time hating and belittling people on the fucking internet that don't even know they fucking exist, because they think their opinion matters to that person when it really doesn't. I don't know why where they get the self-importance from, but at the same time they don't have that same self-importance to take charge of their life and mental, which is why they're doing shit like this in the fucking first place. It makes no sense. Well, it makes complete sense, actually. I take that back, because it makes complete sense. Their life fucking sucks, and miserable people discuss people. People who are happy discuss ideas. Just as simple as that.
YouTube recommendations getting considerably worse. And to make this even worse, the comments and many of the people who are posting this content seem to have no idea what they're talking about. If you actually watch the video, it's well researched, concise, and an actually watchable YouTube commentary video documenting a phenomenon that—
it's just because people want to see people who are successful fall, because they know they would never obtain that same success because they have declared that so. Even though most of the time the positive reinforcement and the positive feedback vastly outweighs the negative, these negative people stick out like a sore thumb because you can just sense the type of person they are by what they're saying and why they're saying it. Right? Like, the same critiques you have of that person you're critiquing can be applied and invoked onto you. You're saying how they're not a commentary channel and they haven't made commentary and it's so draining how they just talk about people. You're doing the same shit right fucking now. So your whole point is just moot. It makes no sense, man. Like, it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense.
That literally has its own New York Times article posted about, what, a month ago? Wow, it's really nice to have a poster named Aryan Freebleeder post this in your comments agreeing with you. I literally looked at their account and I didn't have to scroll that far to see them reposting a tweet that said the N-word. And then you have the blind haters who literally just seemingly ask ChatGPT for what to be mad about. Mina Lay lashings? I've prayed for times like this. Like, yes, random 27-year-old man, I'm so glad to know that you've been praying for the downfall of this internet commentary YouTuber. Mina Lay rarely talks about women of color. It's all about white women in her videos. Mina Lay herself is literally an Asian woman, a woman of color. Like, what do you want her to do? Because when you force people to talk about things that they don't necessarily have experience on, or maybe aren't really ready to talk about, you get content like this.
I didn't invent this style, and I never claimed to have. I actually credit Marsha P. Johnson, a transgender woman of color, to be the person that I get all of my fashion inspiration from. She is the trailblazer, but I'm rocking the look.
This isn't a Mina Lay defense video or a commentary YouTube defense video. Rather, today we're talking about what I'm gonna call the hater industrial complex. Important conversations are being turned into hate fest. People are talking about things based on aesthetics or what they think is bad about XYZ, and not actually doing any research at all or actually watching the thing that they're—
That's because they want their own opinions. It was the same with Corey Kenshin. Oh, I always knew that nigga wasn't funny. I never liked Corey to begin with. Never seen a Corey video. Don't even know who the fuck Corey Kenshin is. They don't know who he is, and they're like, that's why I've never watched his videos. I knew he was a bad guy. It's just so dumb. People are so fucking stupid. And they do this because they have nothing else better going for them. Their life fucking sucks. It's miserable, and it's like the Timmy Turner episode where everything is black and white and gray and shit. So they have to instill color in their life by hating on other people who aren't as miserable as them to make them feel that, because why? Misery loves company, and we all know this.
They're criticizing, and the conversation doesn't move forward. Appearance-based haters. Recently, Hudson Williams has been in hot water, with controversy mainly stemming from this Twitter thread, exposing Hudson Williams for being a racist, Felix Zionist, and revealing his problematic history. A thread. Repost to spread awareness. And while the thread does hit on, I think, some important things, mainly the thing that's concerning me is this Finsta and the photo of him literally wearing what appears to be a box braid wig. It does lose me. First by making the massive stretch that Williams holds Zionist beliefs, then going into a questionably identifiable letterbox that literally is so unconfirmed that it has a community note attached to it saying that this is probably not his account. And then it just goes to saying the quiet part out loud, why they really made this thread, and expose them for the fact that they probably don't actually care that much about what Hudson Williams' conduct was, and we're just looking for a reason to get him. Number 7, he's ugly as shit. End of the thread, Dudson tanked. And if you were expecting any interesting commentary from this person when people are critiquing them for what they're saying is very obviously performative activism, you're not gonna get that. But yes, believe it or not, the thesis, the end point of this thread is that Hudson Williams is ugly. And even looking back on this same exact account, before these allegations were made, before they had this proof, the same person was just saying random shit and trying to get something to stick. My goat Lofi cast that racist loser Hudson Williams. And then again, it's so bad that there's literally a community note. There's no verified evidence of racist behavior by Hudson Williams. This is intended to incite hatred by spreading misleading claims. What really gets me is the impetus for this harassment campaign. Even before this Finsta came out, which I think is very concerning, there were already people dedicating their entire accounts to hating on Hudson Williams for the simple fact that they deemed him to be ugly when a lot of people seem to be attracted to him. It's really just deranged behavior. Now, this isn't me defending Hudson Williams because he can stand on his own. He can address that account because if that is actually his real account, it's very concerning and shows the fact that racism is unfortunately still well and alive today. But in allowing that hater fuel to flow through their veins, what the poster did is just destroy the argument, ruin the conversation for so many people. In Reddit threads, I was just seeing people trying to defend their fave instead of interacting with the content because this account is so dedicated to hating on Hudson Williams that people don't believe what they're posting, and the thread itself was so dedicated to hating Hudson Williams that they literally added extra, even though they already had the Instagram post, which is pretty damning in itself, they had to add more, they had to scrape up more, and they had to add that extra bit that they thought Hudson Williams was ugly, which is apparently a mortal sin. And instead of people discussing how disgusting and racist those Instagram photos are, people are instead patting themselves on the back as some sort of internet sleuth for solving the case. Very serious things like racism have become tools, gotcha, moments to try to gag someone if you don't like them for whatever reason. And even looking into like the level of harassment that Hudson is facing, which I think we can look at, two things can be true at once. This Instagram can be real and very concerning, but we can also say that the harassment campaign against him prior to these Instagram photos coming out is insane and deranged, and y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because why do we have literal group chats dedicating to finding dirt on people we don't like? We've lost the art of saying, hey, I don't like this person's content. I don't like how this person looks, which, you know, the second one is kind of weird, but still, we've lost the art of saying, okay, I don't like this person. Let me not interact with them. Let me not engage with them. Instead, people dedicate entire
people think that they're forced to for some god-awful reason. They'd want to bring that person down because they are doing something that they never could, or they just don't like that person. Rather than just ignoring them, they want to give them their full attention, which is the opposite of what you would want to do. And that's probably why their life sucks, because all their problems get their full attention, not anything good that happens to them. It's sad.
Hours to hating on this person, to finding every single little bit on them. And I know this seems a little hypocritical because I'm literally a commentary YouTuber who makes hour-long deep dives sometimes on people that I don't like, but I think there's a real difference in actually examining, looking, and sparking a conversation about these things rather than just using them as moments to gag someone or using them as a justification to basically bully someone for their appearance. And what really gets me about this is at the end of the day, doing all this stuff is just giving racist people and those who don't actually care about racism more impetus to ignore racist issues or racism in general. Like, you literally already have the Instagram account, you already have the pictures, why don't you just be normal human beings and stop there instead of spending the rest of your tweet to just be a nasty human being? It goes beyond having an issue or problem with someone to just straight up bullying.
This is the more annoying heated rivalry guy. Both of them are not attractive, okay? You've been fooled into thinking both of them are attractive.
Why is that important?
The other one is at least quiet. So it's like he shows up, he wears women's blouses. I don't like that. But this one is all up in our face.
Y'all really watch content like this and hear people say stuff like this? Like, why exactly is it disgusting that he's wearing quote unquote women's clothing, and wonder why there's a rise of social conservatism, and wonder why creators like this are coming out as MAGA? Listen, I don't know her politics, but this is just very odd to me in general.
This is what this man looks like. He's just not dressed up in women's clothes. It's the same person, okay? He's just wearing makeup like an absolute fool. At least he covered his fat arms for this one. This is how we usually see him. Wearing a see-through blouse, women's wear, showing off his gross nipples, his fat arms. Listen, if you're gonna be...
Do you see the despair in this dumb bitch's eyes? Do you see? She's sitting up here and analyzing a person who doesn't know she fucking exists. Psychoanalyzing every feature about them. Going in on how she thinks it's disgusting that he's wearing women's clothes. Which, A, why do you give a fuck? It's not your life, not your body. You shouldn't care. You have bigger fish to fry. You got bills to pay. There's an inflation, so on, etc. You need to lock in. But yet you sit here spending your time doing shit that that doesn't even serve you. It doesn't serve you anything to sit here and talk about this dude that doesn't know you exist, doesn't even know your name, and probably will never know you fucking exist. It's sad, filthy, and flagrant.
Forcing us to look at you all the time and you're always going to be in a woman's blouse. The least you could do is have some muscle tone.
This is like one of the things I hate the most about, I guess, the Trumpian era, because a lot of y'all think that being really mean, rude, and disrespectful to people makes you sound smarter in some way or adds something to the conversation, and it really
just look like a dickhead.
It really adds nothing. Like, calling
you only sound smarter to the dumb fucking people that are like you. That's it. And those people are stupid, which is why we have this guy in office in the first place. He's literally done nothing he promised, gone back on everything he said, lied to your face, hurt you directly, and yet you still support him because you're fucking stupid.
Commentary, this video that we just watched, commentary, I think is insulting to commentary creators. This is literally just bullying on a bigger scale. And I don't know. I just think people who engage in this type of behavior, one, you should at least be a little funny with it. Like, you're not even a comedian. You're not funny. You're not original. You're literally just making fun of little things about their appearance.
I give you one thing if you were funny.
I just feel like people who make commentary like this and think that this is appropriate to say about a person that you have no relation to, I think y'all should really just be banished somewhere. I'm so sorry. I found this account, and a lot of her account is just dedicated to hating on people who they deem to be sassy men, which I think is problematic in itself. No mention of the controversy in this video, just pure unadulterated hatred with a sprinkling of, in my opinion, major homophobia added into the mix. Like, what is the point? What is your problem with sassy men? Just gonna take a second here to talk about this because I feel like a lot of y'all are just using sassy men as a blanket statement to insult any dress from a man that you don't like. A lot of y'all are just literally doing the work of reinforcing traditional gender roles, trying to make anybody who stands...
Here's the thing. You can't... Let's go closer for this. I didn't mean to click on that. You can't say, men are so disgusting. Oh my God. All they care about is objectifying me and women and whatever. They're so boneheaded. Oh, man. Ew. Tomato, tomato, tomato. And then when someone's sassy, when a man is like literally against all of that, he's literally the contradiction of that. He's the epitome of what it means to be the antithesis of what you were just criticizing. Oh my God, he's so sassy, girl. Look at him, grown ass man, sassy as fuck. So which is it? No, which is it? You gotta pick one, because what you're doing is just as bad as what men do to you when they tell you, hey, like, do your role, but at the same time, don't speak or say anything to me. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's the problem with these fucking morons, these dunderheads. They think that what they say is valid because they sprinkle a little bit of fucking, I don't know, sailor tone, sailor speak into it. Being just flagrant and filthy, you know? Being just sinister. Speaking with malice makes them correct or sound smarter. It doesn't. Just makes you look like a dumb dickhead. That's what it makes you look like. It makes you look like a dumb dickhead with no decency.
Who steps out of the box outrageous and hiding your low-key homophobia and aversion to a man wearing clothing that you think is for women only under the phrase sassy men. And it's really this exact content that made me want to write this video, because it's just a hate fest. People brought together by an algorithm that's way more focused on serving you content that makes you angry than content that sparks conversation or actual discourse. We're losing the ancient ways of actually offering a reason on why we're criticizing something, actually making a coherent argument, and almost nowhere is that more apparent than in how the internet has dealt with celebrities who have become very skinny or get surgeries. Now, before this, I just wanted to offer a quick trigger warning. I'm going to try to put a timestamp in a chapter here because we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of these people who are coming for celebrities who I guess they think are on. So here's the timestamp on the screen now. If you feel like this conversation might be too much for you, please skip ahead, and I'll see you when you get back.
They got Demi Moore, y'all. They got her, and they switched her, allegedly. Just look at some of these videos that are going viral of her, and you tell me what you think. Is this Demi Moore? Seriously, guys, who is this? Who are we looking at here? Because I can tell you who it doesn't look like. This does not look like Demi Moore. And I'm not just talking about the fact that she's extremely stick thin, and that's not a put down, that's literally a concern. I'm talking about, let's analyze everything. Look in her eyes, look in her face. Tell me if that actually looks like her.
Why do you care?
It looks like we're seeing the same person we've known for years. She's beautiful.
You don't know her.
Who is this? We all know she's very thin. That's very obvious. But what I want to know is why. Is it because
why should she tell you?
Is it somebody getting the jab, or are worse things going on behind the scenes with worse people doing horrible things to these celebrities right in front of our faces?
Guys, you know we've gone off the deep end because that last video where she literally talks about, you know, Demi Moore being switched, I feel like is actually nicer than the next video we're gonna watch about Ariana Grande, which is we've just gone off the deep end. Like, y'all are haters to the point that you actually have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe I'm stupid, but where the hell is Epstein coming in? And this same exact account has not made only one video on Demi Moore, but 1, 2, 3 videos on Demi Moore, all trying to connect her to this larger conspiracy. And once again, here's the formula. We're taking an actually important issue, something that I think really needs to have a conversation around it. The continued pushing of one body type by Hollywood, how celebrities' bodies are changing, and how that affects our own body image issues. But no, it just has to be a flashy 2-minute TikTok with you saying the most outrageous things so the algorithm will pick you up. Now this next one is, I think, very important to me because this video got millions of views and again pushed what I think is a very ignorant and hateful outlook.
Hi, my name is Alex. I make videos on fitness and the anti-skinny side of TikTok. And today we're going to be talking about Ariana Grande's pedal photo release for her new album. A lot of people are not happy with this makeup look. They feel like it takes all of the dimension away from her face, this chalky pink eye makeup.
Why do we care?
Brows. I'm going to be very honest with you and tell you that I think she's letting her bones do the talking.
You know, I actually have a question. How is making fun of her makeup look, which is totally separate from how her body looks, supposed to be analyzing, you know?
Yeah, man, I can't take much more. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I just don't understand why we care so much about what other people are doing, celebrities in general. I was never really been into celebrity culture. I couldn't care less. I guess I'm just not fucking parasocial enough or whatever. But why do we care? We have our own lives to live at the end of the day. That celebrity doesn't care if we live or die. They don't know us. Them doing something that we like or not doing something that we like doesn't have any bearing on our life at all. All right? It's not going to make you better. It's not going to make you worse off. Please lock in. With all that being said, you guys let me know what you think of this video. It's a lot of weird people out there. Make sure you stay safe. Have a better day than me.